Welcome, everybody, to the Chronic Wellness Livestream Podcast. I'm your host, Don Antonio. And today, our episode number 6 is going to be about visualization and manifestation techniques, something I love to talk about because as a person that teaches metaphysical type wisdom and knowledge, this really shines kind of in that space. Being able to take control of your mind, your energy, you're opening that third eye. That's your true visualization, is opening that up. We're going to talk about that today. We'll talk about it also from a scientific point of view, because I like to be a bridge. I like to bridge the gap between, mysticism and magic and like modern science, because they kind of explain each other. They're actually meant to work hand in hand. They're not opposites so much as people try to make them to be. They're actually meant to be used together to create one form of wisdom. Excuse me. So if you're just joining us, hop on in, drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from if you're not anywhere local. I'd love to hear from you. So today we're going to explore tools for consciousness, healing, and transformation through visualization and manifestation. And these techniques are very powerful, but they take time to master, to practice. I'm still mastering them. It's not like I'm standing here telling you I have full control over these techniques. I'm telling you these are techniques that I'm still practicing, but it can also tell you that they've been very helpful and very useful in my journey. So today we're going to talk about how to use your mind and your mind's eye, which is essentially your third eye, or your ability to visualize. And a lot of people have a hard time visualizing, and this is mostly just because they don't practice. I've had people come to tell me, well, I can't. I tried to visualize and nothing shows up. And I say, well, start small. Picture an apple. Close your eyes. Picture an apple. What does an apple look like? If I ask you to draw an apple, you can, because you have a memorized picture of what an apple looks like. Okay, so that right there can start your visualization. And then you can take that and keep going further and further, but it's something that needs to be practiced. So if you use your mind's eye and imagination, you can begin to shape reality, and it can guide you through these forms of manifestation. And what we'll do today is we'll guide through a meditation. We'll start first, just like talking about the basics, and then we'll go into a little exercise, and we'll finish up with a meditation where we'll actually use that meditation to embody our ideal self, which for me, also as a life coach, that's a really important tool, is having the ability to visualize your ideal self. In essence, you're creating a blueprint of who you want to be. And it's through that visualization you begin to create a feeling, a vibrational feeling, and it's that feeling, that vibration, that feeling is what opens you into the quantum field, opens you into the ability to bring those things to you. So whether you're new to these concepts or experience, you'll leave with practical tools to enhance your life. That's always the most important thing. That's why I do these live streams. I want to provide information for people to take off into their life and use it, because this is how wisdom is born. I can give you all the knowledge, and that's what I plan to do, is share the knowledge. But eventually what you'll have to do is apply the knowledge into your reality in order to gain wisdom, because it's knowledge plus experience yields wisdom. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll set the tone, and I'm going to invite you, the participants, the people that are here watching this, whether it's now or in the future, to be fully present. I want you to come into full presence, and I want you to take a moment just to settle in and find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed, because that's really what's important. To practice your manifestation and visualization techniques, you have to be somewhere where you're not bombarded with sensory perceptions outside of you that are happening all the time. Also, if you'd like to take notes, you can grab a notebook and bring that handy, and that's totally fine. I'm going to wait a few minutes to see if anybody has any questions before we get started. I'm going to hit the comments, see who's here. Hi, Brianna. Good afternoon. Lulu. Hi, Lulu. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. This Sunday, I'll be actually hosting a group Zoom meeting. So that'll be a live group meeting where everybody kind of gets to meet face to face. And what we'll be doing is we'll be doing some breath work, some meditation, maybe some spiritual work. And what we do is we have like a group discussion with the people that are there. This is something I used to do all the time. I'm just kind of bringing it back in a form of rebirth. And the name of this group is called Light Club. Modeled a little bit after Fight Club, but not quite the same. Instead of bringing the pain, we're going to be bringing the light. Hi, Parveen. How are you today? I see you fell through the ice the other day. I'm glad you're okay and didn't cut yourself. That's happened to me a few times, and I've cut myself pretty good, and you don't even know you're cut because you're so cold. I recently started a practice by looking into the pineal gland and visualizing by defining the problem, action, and solution. It also involves moving where I place my eyes, which represents movement of time from center to left. I'm documenting everything too because I'm getting results. Well, that sounds very interesting. That's not something I've practiced, but it seems like it could work because you're kind of you're using the third eye. Visualization is the only way you can exercise that, is through visualization. I'm going to talk today about some really powerful ways to use it from a shamanic standpoint as well. So if you're not already settled in, find a place to settle in where you can be quiet. Again, you can have a journal or a notebook handy if you'd like to take notes. And then so what we'll do is we begin to talk about understanding visualization and manifestation, okay? So the first question is, what is visualization? And visualization is the practice of using your mind and your mind's eye to create a mental image or scenario of what you want to achieve or experience. It's a way of programming your subconscious mind to align with your goals. So essentially, it's you tapping into the ability to use your imagination. So that's something we've kind of been cut off from by through childhood, particularly, and conditioning of society is like pretty much it's just your imagination, as if your imagination isn't important. It's very important. So speaking from a shamanic standpoint, I'll explain to you there's two forms of light. Okay, everything is light. And the first form of light we'll talk about is manifested light. And in our tradition, the Andean tradition, we call this Kausai. And Kausai is manifested light, meaning everything that you perceive as reality, solid, real, physical, all those things is Kausai. So that's manifested light. On the other hand of that is unmanifested light. So this is called Kanchai in our tradition. So this is your visualization, your ability to invent. So you think about it this way: everything that kind of exists here, like say this, I have this jar, this glass. How did this come to be? Someone imagined it, and then they created it. So it's through your imagination you have the ability to create. However, we're just kind of separated from that. And this is kind of artistic abilities, our ability to create, all comes through our ability to visualize, sitting still and being able to visualize. Now, we live in a society where it's very hard to do that because we're overtaken by external stimulus all the time. And that external stimulus makes it pretty hard to be still and visualize, to close these eyes and open this eye. But you can begin to use your visualization to help you to begin to create mental programming, which you're already doing anyway, so you might as well make it work for you, and help you to align your mind with your goals. So it's even just using visualization is helpful in all kinds of forms of being. So let's talk about the science behind it. We'll talk a little bit about how visualization works. When you visualize, your brain activates the same neural pathways as if you were physically doing the activity. Okay, I'll repeat that again. When you visualize, your brain activates the same neural pathways as if you were physically doing the activity. Okay, so this strengthens your ability to manifest it into reality. Okay, so I'll mention there's some studies where there's been some studies with athletes. One of the most recent I saw was about a golf swing, where I've seen bat swings, other types of things people could do, but it's usually with athletes as they've done these studies where, so in this case, for instance, it's a golf swing. If you practice your golf swing in your mind, visualizing it over and over and over, even if you're not physically doing it, you get better at it because of the visualization. Through visualization, you're creating neural pathways just as if you're practicing. So even the greatest athletes in the world, what they take time to do and part of their training camps, and they have mindset coaches work with them and everything, is visualization. Visualize yourself as a champion. Visualize yourself taking command in this sport or activity or whatever you're doing. So this can be also applied into life. So I work with people in corporate kinds of settings too. And what I'll do is ask them to visualize themselves as their most successful being. Or if they have something they need to accomplish in their work, visualize it as if it's already done, so that way you can feel its completion. You're already living in that moment, and by doing that, you magnetically are pulling that towards you. So in essence, that's just physics. It's just quantum physics. You're pulling the energy towards you. You're matching energy is what's happening. So there's lots of science to back this up. There's even more. And what I do is I invite you to take your time to investigate that, to look at that and see what's up. Hi, 1 million Buddhas. How you doing today? So how does visualization connect to manifestation? Okay, so manifestation involves pairing visualization with belief. Okay, so belief. It's not what you think or pretend to believe, because you can't fake belief, because belief is vibration. You can't fake that. You can't pretend, because people are like, well, I just believe I'm a millionaire. Well, you can't pretend that. You have to believe that. And if you believe that, your chances of that happening are much higher, right? So this takes practice. This is part of that visualization, is also the ability to bring yourself into a deeper form of belief, which even deeper is emotion and aligned action, right? So your emotion is also vibration. That's your feeling. And that's where visualization can bring you into your feeling, which really is the more important part of visualizing, because there are some people that do have a really hard time visualizing. There's actually the diagnosis called aphantasia, where people have a really hard time visualizing. So in that case, what you do is feel. What does it feel like for you to do the perfect golf swing? What does it feel like for you to be your greatest self? What does it feel like? Because that's really what matters. And that's where this kind of overlaps into each other, into your belief system. Do you believe it's possible, or you don't believe it's possible? Either way, you're right, because whatever you believe is what will manifest into your reality. So let's talk about the importance of emotional energy. Emotion, as I was stating, that energy, that vibrational life force energy, your emotion is the fuel for manifestation. So feeling it as if it's already happened, right? That's the key. But this takes a lot of practice, and a lot of people give up because they first start trying to do it. It's not easy for most people. Now, some people have a really easy time. Some people are just very natural when it comes to this kind of thing. Most people are not. I am not a natural when it comes to manifesting and visualization. It's something that takes a lot of practice for me. So sitting in the practice, and that's why we call these things practices, because the more you practice, the more progress you make. If you want to make progress, you have to practice, and this also requires discipline, you showing up for yourself. You can't just try something 2 or 3 times like, this doesn't work. That's not how it goes. If you do that, you've given up, and you're just not going to change, and that's okay. So pairing visualization with belief, emotion, and aligned action, this is the key to feel. The key is to feel the reality of what you already believe is true. So it's bringing yourself into the belief as if it's already happened. So this is also kind of talked about, if you're a Christian or religious, you may see in scriptures, there's copies and things, and this is kind of talked about, like believe it is so, and so it shall be. So that kind of covers the emotional energy. As I said, emotion is a fuel for manifestation. When you generate the feelings of success, joy, or gratitude as you visualize, you radiate those vibrations into the quantum field, attracting that reality back to you. So as I was explaining before, From a scientific standpoint, it's your vibration you're putting out into the field that comes back to you. From a metaphysical standpoint, it's you calling that energy to you. You're calling energy to you. Okay, so we're going to step into the next part. Is there anybody has any questions or comments? I would love to hear about those. Let's see what Mark's saying. Yes, both visualization and feeling are powerful. I like to walk with the feeling for sure. One good one I like to go with is I just won the lottery and carry that feeling of victory attainment. Good. I like that. So we'll step into next a step-by-step visualization technique, okay? And this is going to require you to do a little bit of work. But what we're going to do is start first by clearing our energy a little bit. And the best way to clear your energy is with your breath. And before you start with your breath, what I always recommend you do is give your nose a little toot. Clear it out. Very good. The horn works. I've had like a consistent runny nose since I've started on beta blockers post-heart surgery. So that's been something I've been dealing with. My breath work helps quite a bit, though. But anyway, back to step-by-step visualization technique. Let's begin first by taking in some deep breaths. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to bring your attention to your breathing. And you're going to breathe in through your nose and fill up your belly and your chest. And out with a soft sigh. That's a very relaxing breath. Bringing in the breath. 3 big breaths. Very good. And you just get those first 3 breaths going. You relax, you close your eyes. And what we're going to do is we're going to step into imagination. You want to start with a clear intention. What do you want to create or become? That's the first step, is what is it? And you want to try to picture that vividly. What does it look like, sound like, feel, and smell like? You're trying to create in your mind the idea of everything that you can bring into the imaginative scene to give as much detail to your visualization as possible. And like I said, this takes practice. So even if it's just a couple of those things, even if it's just the sound, the look, the smell, all those things are really important. You want to place yourself at the scene as if it's happening now. So bringing your attention into the awareness of you're in that scene, as if you're experiencing this version of you or something you would like to create right now. And what you're doing now is you're using your mind's eye as your mental screen. You use your disciplined imagination to shape the images. And like I said, if you struggle with the visuals, focus on the feeling. And what does it feel like as you embody your ideal self and achieve your goal, whatever that goal may be? And just take your time here, visualizing yourself accomplishing a goal or achieving something. Often it will bring a smile to my face because as I visualize, what becomes aware to me as I'm beginning to embody. This is the natural flow of energy. It's taking the energy from the head and bringing it down into your body, beginning to embody. So visualization becomes much more powerful when it's paired with embodiment, with your feeling. And you're just envisioning this version of you has already achieved the goal. What do they think, feel, and do? How does this person act? And you're just in the space of observance. And as you bring that energy, you're anchoring it into your heart and your gut. And as you feel it deeply, you radiate this energy outward, knowing that it is already done. Radiate. When it comes to this sort of thing, consistency is key. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can reprogram your subconscious mind. Very good. Let's open our eyes back up. Just use a few moments to ground in that information, to allow yourself to absorb everything that's kind of come in and moved. And even if it seems, a little confusing or you're unsure, that's okay. You don't have to memorize anything. You can always come back and watch this video again and take notes, whatever feels right to you. We're going to move into the next part of this podcast, and this is a guided meditation. I'm going to take you on a guided meditation of embodying your ideal self. This is a very, very powerful tool. I teach this in my classes. I use this with clients one-on-one. Like I mentioned earlier in the show, visualizing and embodying your ideal self is a very important tool because most people don't really know what they want. And the thing is this can change. I always tell people you're evolving, so your vision of who you want to be should evolve too. Don't get stuck on just it being this one thing, right? So the first thing we want to do is we want to set the stage. You want to put yourself back in a comfortable position. You're going to close your eyes. You're going to take a deep breath in through your nose and inhale out through your mouth again. I like to breathe and open up my third eye. As I breathe in, I fill up my belly, my chest, and into my head. Bringing light into the center of my head and releasing. As I breathe, I begin to ground myself to the earth. Imagining everything from my navel down becomes roots, and I root into the ground like a tree or a plant. Slow, deep breaths. With every inhale, I invite light and stillness. With every exhale, I release tension. Release the tension in your neck and your shoulders, and your back and your chest and your belly, and your arms and your legs. Your whole body is softened, and you are ready. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Breathe into that third eye. Hold it. And out slow. Relax. Drop into your seat. Loosen everything up and just be. Your eyes are closed. And now what you're going to do is you're going to begin to imagine, who do you want to be? Your ideal self. Your most fit and happy and abundant and whatever beautiful words you want to use. There's so many words that are available. Your greatest version. Imagine this person. Imagine that version of you standing in front of you. And what you want to do is you want to see them, this person, radiating confidence. Radiating confidence, belief in themselves, health and joy. Seeing this most radiant version of yourself. You want to notice their posture and their expression and energy. And as you imagine this, I want you to imagine you're stepping closer to this version of you. And as you step closer, maybe there's an interaction. And this being says something to you. And if they say something to you, just pay attention to what wisdom they may be sharing with you. Feel the connection as you merge with this ideal self, and let their energy become your energy, as if you're sharing the vibration, as if this being, your greatest self, is here to share that energy, sharing that energy. And as you share that energy, I want you to now see yourself living your ideal life. What does your ideal life look like? What does it include? Where are you? What do you do? Who are you with? Feel the emotions of this reality. Can you feel the joy, the happiness, and the freedom? Allow it to bring a smile on your face. You want to take this feeling, this awareness now, and imagine as if you could bring the energy and anchor it into your heart. Bring it into your heart. Let it saturate into the center of your heart in golden energy. Let it grow and expand and radiate outward. And know that this reality is already in motion. It's already on its way. Take some time to be here in your ideal form. Explore as you will. And when you're ready, you're going to take in a nice deep breath and hold it and let it go soft. Take in a nice deep breath. Hold it and let go. Take in a nice deep breath. Hold it and let it go. We're going to bring ourselves back into a waking state. You're going to wiggle your fingers and your toes and just become aware of your body's position. And as you become ready, you're going to open your eyes. Open your eyes. And as you open your eyes, just scan the room. Almost like you're listening through your eyes. Listening to the sounds of the room you're in. And bringing yourself back into the present moment. Very good. Very good. We're going to ring the bell. Let's give our thanks to all the guides and energies and spirits that surround us all the time. Let's give thanks and gratitude to our ancestral life force, to all that have come before us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us send our loving energy out into the collective consciousness. Let us send love and healing to every corner of the earth. Anaiki kuyaiki orpichai sonkolai. Thank you. I love you. A dove from my heart. Wow. I feel very relaxed, and I really like to go into these visualizations. So I work with them every day. This also can be used in a way of healing. So this is how I've been helping myself heal from my surgery, is I'll picture a golden light in my chest and my aorta and all of its connective tissue healing. And I'll picture myself getting stronger, which I am. I picture myself becoming more free, more fit, more alive, and I am as I do it. So it's really amazing. It can be used in many ways. It can be your visualization. You can manifest health. And if you're a healer, this can really step up your healing game, because through your ability to visualize your client, visualize the person you're working on as their healed, most greatest self, you're calling that energy in. And as you're calling that energy in, you're becoming a template for them. Because that's really where the healing happens. As the healer, that's your job, is to create a vibrational capacity for the other person to read the vibration and embody it. To bring in the energy, the life force, health, recovery, reconstruction. All of those things, you embody those things as a being, and you vibrate and you embody and you radiate from you. Just as we're doing here, this is how healing work also works, is manifestation, is bringing in energy, embodying it, and then radiating it. Because as you radiate it, you're giving that person the opportunity to catch that vibe and begin to make changes within themselves. That's where true healing happens. So today we explored how to use visualization and manifestation to shape your reality. I guided you through a couple techniques and meditation to embody your ideal self. This is something I love to do, and it's something I love to teach. You want to make this a daily practice. Start small, 5 minutes in the morning or before bed, and watch how your life begins to shift. I promise you. Just practice. It's all about practice. If you want things to change, you have to be the change. And I'm not asking you to spend a couple hours a day doing this. Some people do. I spend multiple different areas of time during the day. I have many practices I do during the day, and visualization is included in most of them. So taking time to visualize is very, very important for you. I want to thank everybody for being here today also. And remember, if you have the power to shape your reality, I'm here to support you in every step of the way. Okay, so anybody who wants to go deeper into these practices can reach out for a one-on-one coaching or join my upcoming workshops, which the next one will be Sunday. There'll be a free Zoom, and if anybody wants in, all you have to do is message me. If you message me, you have to message me. If you message me, I will send you the Zoom link, and then you can come into this free Zoom group. There's no obligation. You don't have to stay or anything like that, but it's going to be a group. What we're going to do is do some heavy duty breathing where we all get really alive within our energy and our energy field. We'll probably do some energy cleansing and energy work and some work with spirit, maybe some prayer, meditation, and then we usually open the floor and we have some sort of conversation. Usually somebody has something they want to share, or questions, or sometimes wisdom comes through and someone wants to share the wisdom with the group. And that's what it's all about. It's all about bringing people together into community. And that's something I'm really focused on right now. I used to have other plans and ideas, but now I'm starting to realize that the most important thing we can do as spiritually evolving people is continue to expand our communities. So I invite engagement. I'd love to hear about your experiences. What about this resonated with you? What questions do you have? You can drop them in the comments or you can message me as well. But I would love to hear. Brianna says, lots of third eye vibrating and feeling so relaxed. Right. Well, that's always a good idea. Was that what you were manifesting, is relaxation? And it's pretty normal too to feel relaxed after you visit your highest self, as you take time to visualize and connect with your highest self. And the third eye vibrating, yeah, I would imagine that's so. Especially with the work we're doing here. This is all related to connecting with that third eye. There's lots of people that talk about the third eye. In my experience, I can't pick that up. In my experience, very few people actually understand the workings or how to activate the third eye. I think it's talked about a lot because it's, like stylish or, something like that. But the only way you can really develop that intuitive sense and really develop that mind's eye is through working with it. Use it or lose it. Everybody has the gift. Few unwrap it. The floor is open for anybody that has any comments or concerns. I would love to hear from you. If not, I'm going to get ready to close the session. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to close the session. I want to thank everybody for being here today. Happy Friday. This is a very powerful live, so I hope people catch the replay and leave some comments or ask some questions. I would love to hear about it. Manifestation and visualization are two very, very powerful tools, very overlooked as well. I don't feel like this is talked about enough in openness or mainstream about how to actually manifest. There's people that talk about manifesting all day until they're blue in the face, but they don't actually talk about the mechanics of how it works, and that's visualization. Through visualization, you create unmanifested light connection to you where you can turn that into manifest light. Because as the human being, that's one of your primary focuses, is to create. You are an extension of Creator. You are creation itself, and that's what you're meant to do, is create. All right, I want to thank you all so much. I hope that you have a beautiful weekend, and I'll be back Monday. And Monday's live stream podcast, we will be, let me find it. I think if I recall, it's a pretty interesting one in the framework. And that's going to be, this was episode 5. We're going to be at episode 6, Holistic Tools for First Responders and Communities. Okay, so we'll be talking about breathwork and mindset techniques for stress relief and building coherence in group settings. All right, so this is really powerful stuff. I love to work with first responders and people who are in positions to help other people. I want to continue to do more of that. That's kind of what I'm geared to do now in my current ministry. So I really just love working with people. And I love helping people. And if you would like some coaching or some connection or learn more about spirit, connection, energy, manifestation, any of those things, feel free to reach out. I love to talk shop. I want to thank you all so much. Have a great, great day.